5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Live from San Francisco, broadcasting around the world. You're listening to the Armand Wiggins Radio Show.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Armand, and we are back with another video. The call-in line is open. I know you guys, listen, I didn't expect to be coming back this quick today, but I'm like, I just watched the Will and Jada Red Table Talk, and we got to get into some things. So if you're a returning subscriber, well, then you know how this thing goes. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello. All right. So we're about to talk about this. I'm just trying to find the freaking video of them so I could I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, right? So if you haven't watched it, you're gonna need to go watch that. Because I personally am not gonna be playing any clips from the show, because I know I can't afford no more strikes. You know what I mean? I ain't got time for that, so I won't be doing that. However, so we're gonna talk about it, but I'm not risking no strike. Give me 1 second. I cannot find, Jada Pinkett Smith admits to having a relationship with August ALSINA. Woo child. Why is my stuff acting up? That's so annoying. Give me 1 second, y'all. This is the right picture is not pulling up. So she goes on her Red Table Talk and she admits to having a relationship. So if you're a returning subscriber, then you know how this thing goes. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome and hello. All right. So I was trying to find the right photo. It was pissing me off. It's not on here, but we're going to have to move on with the freaking show. And then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the whole entire situation. Okay, so I'm sitting here watching Red Table Talk. You know what I mean? I want to hear what they're going to say, what she's going to say in regards to August and this relationship. And Will sitting there looking awkward. She's sitting there and they start talking. It's only 12 minutes long. So it's a quick lesson, right? And she starts off by talking about how the relationship with her and August, he was needing a lot of help because his sicknesses and his illnesses and things like that. So he was really a friend of the family. And then it turned into a situation. Now this is where, and you can tell in the conversation, Jada really wasn't trying to be forthcoming. She was still dancing around it, right? She wasn't being very clear. But Will was at the point where he was like, no, I think you should explain what it is. You should say what that means. You were in a relationship with August. And so, yeah, she finally admits that she was in a relationship with August ALSINA. Now, they talked about, Will did not necessarily give the blessing, but Will was doing his own thing because Will Smith had checked out. Will Smith was at a point where, they were both at a point where they thought they were going to, separate forever. And from the energy of the conversation, I kind of got that Will Smith was kind of done with Jada. It really wasn't an instance where, she was done with him. They were just kind of done together. And he was at a point where he was like, all right, girl, this is the last straw. Like, you really tried it. So I don't know if there was cheating. I don't know if there was an addiction of some sort. But obviously there was a lot of lies and a lot of trust being broken. And they also talked about they were a type of relationship that didn't believe in secrets. And at some point in my mind, I feel like someone started to hold secrets, and I feel like it started to become with Jada, and either that could have been the Will piece, or that could have been that could have been the August piece, or that could have just been her dealing with her own inner demons and them sticking together. However, I do feel like Will saying that he was done, that and allowing her or not really feeling any kind of way about her being with August, because I feel like Will was on the other side of the country doing his own thing. Will was banging them down, men, women, whatever. Will was getting to it. Okay. And I feel like he was like, all right, girl, do whatever you got to do. Deal with whatever you got to deal with over here. I'm over here with it. When you get your life together, we'll come back and we'll have a conversation about it. But Will was, they've been together for 25 years. Will wanted to bang him an exotic Brazilian chick himself. Don't get it twisted, okay? And I feel like August Alsina wasn't the only person that Jada had slept with. Now, what do I think about this whole entire situation? I'm actually happy. I'm proud. I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and I've given a lot of respect for the Smiths, because they could have went up there and painted August Alsina to look like a bad guy, and they didn't. They didn't. She could have made him look like he was mentally unstable. She could have went up there and denied it. She could have really went up there and not accepted her wrong in the situation. Now, she didn't completely admit her wrong in it, and that maybe she doesn't see her wrong in it. But to me, like I said in my previous video, she manipulated him. She took advantage of him, and because she was hurting, she took advantage of August. She was hurting in her relationship. She even said to herself she hadn't been happy. A lot of times people are rich and famous and they got all this money, but you're not happy. Your husband's way over here. You're over here. You got 2 crazy kids. You're not really happy, right? So I don't feel like she was really happy. She said she wasn't happy, and August made her feel happy. He probably made her feel young again, made her feel fresh, rejuvenated her punan. He was probably eating it, hitting it, sucking it. She probably, he was, and there was that emotional connection probably that Will was not giving her. Because Will, you can tell, is Will Smith. He's busy. He's big. He's famous. He's a narcissist in his own right. You know what I mean? And here you go, this cute, soft, timid man with some good dick. You know what I mean? But emotionally and mentally unstable just a little bit. And you can take control. You can take advantage of him a little bit, and he'll make you feel good because he's singing to you. He's banging you out. He can go all night. He's available. And he's hot. And so she felt 21 again. I understand. However, August started to see this, and August is like, wait a minute. I'm falling in love with you, but you're not really falling in love with me back. I'm done. And Jada was like, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not going to leave my husband, because this was not really about, August Alsina, in my opinion, for Jada, was literally just trying to fill a void that she has been dealing with for years. She's had some psychological issues herself, some self-esteem issues, some age issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a lot of issues that she was dealing with. And as buttoned up and as clean as she is, she could have had some sexual addictions. You know what I'm saying? And he was there filling that void because her relationship was not working. And he got to the point where he was over it because he had felt like he sacrificed himself, and no one's going to tell me anything different. I feel like she coerced him into that. I feel like Will knew about it. Will was cool with it, but it also gave Will to go and experiment and do things that he may have felt like he couldn't do. There comes a point where you be in these relationships and you be in them for so long and you get fed up like, well, shit, you're doing all that you can do. Well, let me try something new. I don't know. But I think that August really loved her, but got fed up and was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done. Done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going crazy, literally bat crap crazy over this woman. And She doesn't get it. She doesn't see it. She doesn't care. Right. And like I said in my previous video, there was a line, a blurred line, right? There was a line. See, you're at the family's house, you're in, Will is there, the kids are there, Jada's there, you're eating with the family. You feel like you have a chance. Because Will wasn't tripping. Will was done with her ass. Will had him a Peruvian woman and probably some type of Puerto Rican man. He was gone, right? Will was probably in all kind of kinky, ceremonial 3-ways. And some mountain somewhere in Dubai. Because he was done. And he was okay. And so he felt like, well, damn, here we are. I can actually get the love of my life. August Alsina has mommy issues, self-esteem issues, mental issues, a lot of that. And so, of course, he latched on to the structure of Jada and the strength of Jada. And he failed. But he didn't realize there was still a blurred line. And she still was in love with her husband. But she had messed up. They were going through some things. And he was just a hot little boy to take her mind off of it. That's just what that was. And so, I think he was right in being able to speak and tell his truth. And I think that Jada was, pretty fair in the fact that they didn't make it seem like he was tripping. And, she actually said that he cut all communication with her, and as he should have, because I'm sure there was a lot of spirits that he was tapped into over there. Okay. Now, what was interesting to me was the fact that Will Smith hintedly, kind of laughingly said that he's going to get her back. And then Jada was like, I think you've done that. So that means Will had his free pass. Will was doing the fool. Will probably got a side right now. Okay. So I feel like, and I do feel like Will is not done. Because the narcissism Will is like, I literally have to sit up here and admit to the world that because it still looks like he let August Alsina have his wife. That's what it looks like. So, I don't think that they're still together. I think that they're just not doing the celebrity anymore. I think that the new person that Jada's with is discreet. And I think that I don't think that she will ever do the celebrity anymore. But I think that at this point they're just together for business. It's good financially. It's a good look. But they don't have any chemistry. I don't feel like they even really know each other. I'd be surprised if they really lived in the same house. Even listening to them talk to each other, they talking like friends. It's like, y'all not in a relationship. Stop trying to fool us into thinking that y'all are in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it almost felt like they were trying to convince us towards the end, though, that they were back. And I'm not buying that. Now, they saying that this happened so long ago, and they're confused on why it's coming up. Well, it's coming up because that man was really in love with her, and the man was tormented by them spirits you left in him. It's also coming up because he had an album to sell. Let's just call it what it is. And that's that on that. You get what I'm saying? He just came out with an album. Of course, you promote that. Listen, now we're going to go listen to see if he made a song about Will and Jada again. You know what I mean? However, I'm happy with the outcome of it. I'm happy how it came out. I'm glad that she admitted it. Now we can move on. There was a relationship between August and Jada. Although I think it was unfair, August got the crap end of the stick. He really doesn't have a prospering career. And, he was left heartbroken by an older woman. Now, most females won't care because they're like, good. A woman gets over on a man and she's older. So a lot of women are getting hope by this. Like they're happy. Ooh, Jada. A lot of older women are really happy. Like, wow, she was able to pull an older man in, got him in his feelings. Some women are feeling like their punans are rejuvenated. You know? And so, I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this. But I think Jada definitely owes him a little bit of a coin. She owes him, or she owes him an apology. Okay, but let's take some calls. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Okay, 832-6188. You're live on the air. This is not going to be a long live.
Hey, Armand, it's me, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph, what's going on?
Nothing much. So I really wanted to get into the Nicki Minaj.
Oh, not right now.
Topic.
We're not getting into Nicki right on this one, baby. We're getting into the.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
Love you.
I feel like with them two, me personally, their relationship never really was like a secret. I mean, we kind of all knew, they had like this open relationship situation. I just think, I wish they just would have kind of been a little more upfront about it, because I'm a firm believer that, people never let people weaponize you with your own truth.
Right.
So I felt like if it was more so like, this is what we did, it is what it is, I really don't think it would have been this big situation, because, I mean, let's not be shocked like, oh, they have an open marriage. We kind of all knew that. I just think they should have just been more upfront, like, me and Jada, we aren't together anymore. She's with August, but at the end of the day, that's my husband. We're always going to work it out towards the end, because, I mean, it's just kind of like we already knew. So that's kind of all I had to say about it.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Bill. We'll get back around to that other stuff too. Okay. All right. 1809. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armand.
Hey, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with the previous caller. I feel like they didn't release a statement when they separated or whatever they want to call that, because it was all about, the optics of remaining, a stable couple up front.
Yes.
But if they'd have told the truth from then, it wouldn't be a story now. So I don't know. I feel like that.
Do you feel like they're together though now? Do you feel like Will and Jada are together now?
No, I think they're a united front. That
yes.
Are a power couple that ain't together. That's it.
Yeah, they not together. They couldn't be. I mean, there was no. Did you watch the interview? There was no chemistry at all.
I watched it. Like you said, it was like two friends talking. But I cracked up when Will was like, "Okay, but what had happened though?" Like,
yeah, because she was kind of dancing around it, and Will was like, "What would happen?" Because that was part of the thing. Like, girl, you slipped up into a relationship with this man. Like, you secretly brought him around for because he was sick, but you was attracted to him too, and you slipped into a relationship with this man.
Just say that.
Just say that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that part of the table talk. I'm still not going to be watching the show. I never watched Red Table Talk.
Me neither.
So, it is what it is.
Thank you.
I appreciate them doing what they did. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, cool. Boom. All right. 2167, you are live on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Armand?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Gang. I'm good. Y'all got a peep game. Jada knew he was gonna run his mouth, so she rung him on the show to be like, okay, tell everybody how you was addicted to drugs.
Right.
Okay, cool. So when he came out and started running his mouth, you see they were trying to backpedal. No, I never slept with him. All that bullshit. Girl, you did. And it's okay. You and Will haven't been happy for a long ass time. A long time. But y'all trying to get that dollar because it's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper to keep her. Y'all know y'all making money together, and you know you want to keep that bag. So you was fucking around.
Okay, you doing a not okay, yeah, because she just you are off topic. Jada admitted it already. Jada admitted that they was together, but we gonna have to let sis go. Okay, private caller, you're live on the air.
What's up, Armand?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, long time no hear from. This your boy Stunner.
Okay.
So look, right. So look, anyway, so I feel like even though they're public figures, they still have a right to their own business. I think that they both said that they're in a life partnership. So when they said that, they alluded to the fact that they're not necessarily in a relationship. If you read between the lines, you would have probably peeped that. My personal feeling is I agree with you. I think that even though August wanted to put it out there, I think that the timing of it all was a little bit kind of weird, particularly based on the fact that he had an album coming out. I think he kind of killed two birds with one stone, but I don't think that the public needs to know the inner details of what goes on between two people and their marriage, even if they're public figures. Like, that's kind of like their business. Did she manipulate him? I do think so, because she was older. She has years with her husband, so she wasn't getting ready to leave her husband. He caught feelings based off of the situation that they was involved in, but I feel like they have a right to their business. And if they did it, they did it. I mean, it is what it is. Like, everybody's marriage is not necessarily what you think it is. Behind closed doors, there's a lot of stuff going on that we would all be surprised about. But I think the reason why August Alsina says something is because he was dropping the album, bro.
I agree to a certain extent. I agree with that, but I it's hard to say. Like, my thing is this: yes, everybody doesn't need to know their particular business, Will and Jada. However, August Alsina has a story too. So if he decides that he wants to talk about it, I feel like he has the right to tell his story. So yes, he does have an album to sell. However, he can tell his story whenever he wants to tell his story, right? You get what I'm saying? And it's his choice, because it was his experience, and he actually fell in love with her, and he actually was the one who cut it off. So if he wanted to expose it, he had the right to, because he was in the relationship with her. Now, she doesn't have to address it, but she did, because she chose to be in a secondary relationship with another public figure. So that's why it becomes this obligation, because this man is a celebrity in his own right. So he goes and does an interview and talks about it. So of course it's going to be blown up through the media, and it's going to warrant a response. Now, maybe if she did it with someone like you or I had to sign some paperwork, then they may not have had to address it, because we probably wouldn't be able to talk. But August Alsina is the one who left her, hadn't talked to her in months or years, or whatever the case may be, and decided that he wanted to tell his story in one of his recent interviews. Yes, and it wasn't to probably promote the album. Yes, but two, that was a lot of trauma to break up with somebody. Like, think about it. You're in a relationship with a married man, one of the biggest families in the world, Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. You're banging her out. Will Smith knows about it. Okay, and that's some crazy ish. That's bigger than just an album. That's a mind bang in itself, to be in the mansion with Will Smith banging out his wife. Come on now.
No, I agree with you 100%. But see, the thing is, to the public, they were still married. They were still together. Now, I feel like he had the right. Now, don't get it twisted. He got the right to say whatever he wants to say whenever he wants to say it. This is America, freedom of speech. But the deal is, to the public, they are still married. So even though you broke up with her and you may be a little bit younger than her, what you did was you stepped into a relationship with a married woman, particularly to the public. Now, if they would have got separated and they would have got a divorce, then I could have seen him talking about the relationship somewhere down the line. But where it gets a little sketchy is the fact that to the public, they are still married or in a life partnership. So I feel 50-50 about that. I feel like that was one of them things that you should have waited to spill, like, until they got a public divorce or they publicly split. Like, when you put that out there, you put like a real weird lens on the marriage, whether they're happy or whether they're not happy. So,
well, but she clarified that he was not a homewrecker. So they were over when they got together. They were broken up. They said that in the interview. She said it, and she was like, August is not a homewrecker. Me and Will were split up. Like, she didn't dog him at all.
Right, but she had to clarify that after he had put it out there. They would have kept it like this. we're in a life partnership. People already say we're swingers. People been talking like a lot of different rumors about us forever, but they wouldn't have had to actually explain the details of what was going on had he not put that out there. And I feel like they shouldn't have to explain that. There's a lot of people that are married in Hollywood that are raising kids that behind closed doors, man, the spark is done. Mm-hmm. But that's not my business. That's not your business. That's nobody else's business. They could have a side boyfriend, girlfriend, cat, dog, whatever. But when he put that out there like that, he put a lens on their marriage, their marital problems, their situationship, whatever. And I feel like he kind of jumped the gun when he did that. They should have been broken up. That's just my opinion. And also, too, like I said, it was ironic that you decided that you couldn't take it no more when you had to drop that album. But God bless them all.
Yes.
Keep doing
God
your thing.
bless America.
Back in the chat, man.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, so here's my thing too, and I agree, but I also feel like at the same point, I think that I don't think that he owes them to wait. I don't think that he has to wait for them to break up. What does he owe? What does he owe Jada? Jada didn't give a damn about him and his feelings. She just wanted to make sure her cooter stayed wet because she was going through whatever issue she was going through with Will. August doesn't owe them anything. He was the one that lost out. She still got her mansion and her husband. People were waiting for her to they were waiting to not believe August. People were waiting for Jada to come up there and say, hey, he's lying. Something's wrong with him. And then people were going to immediately use the interview that he did with her a few months ago or a year ago and say, August Alsina is crazy. He's lost his mind. People were waiting for that. So no, he didn't owe them anything. All right, let's take another call. 3016, you're live on the air. Hey, what's going on, Lisa?
Hey, let me tell y'all something. So, listen, I'm a woman of a certain age, and I did my 7-year stint with a younger man, 18 years younger than me.
Wow.
You are always, when you're hey, I got my groove on, okay? But my point is this. If you're going to do the younger and all this, and you're in the public eye and whatnot, you just got to do not messy. I think Will is the most pissed off because her stuff has come out, and anybody he's dealing with, they keep it close to the vest. Like, you know what this is. We might be out and about. People can wonder or whatever. So it is that what it is. I feel like she took advantage of that young man, but she was not in a good place either. Mm-hmm. He don't owe her nothing. He owes none of them nothing. Because you're right. At the end of the day, he got the short end of the stick. And at the end of the day, he was still a very, very young man. I can't necessarily expect someone that was his age to really quite understand, you know, people would marry with kids or whatever. And when you got a lot of money and fame and stuff involved, some people are not, I don't care. You could be real life, you know, regular schmegular people.
Right.
Or you could be, you know, but when there's a lot of money around, you got to think about them things. Half is a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay? Half is a whole lot.
Yes.
So, you know, and especially if there's kids there, you know, from Will's point of view, I'm sure he was willing to let her do whatever she was needing to do. Why? Because he wasn't trying to pay her half plus child support. Come on now. Come on now. So, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. So it is what it is. They did what they did. I know plenty of people right now. They have they're in the music business or whatever, and the phones are open. So if somebody hits up somebody else and they'll be like, hey, you know, yada, 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 old girl hit me up or whatever, old boy hit me up, and they talk about it, and it's like, well, is that what you want to do? Cool. And that's just what it is. So, but she took advantage of that young man. She knew he was not right. She knew he had all these issues, and she took advantage of him. And I feel bad for him. I'm glad he came out and lived his truth. At the end of the day.
Me too. And I'm glad that Jada admitted it.
Yes, I am too. I did not expect that. I honestly
expect
her to die on that hill.
And to be honest with you, it's not even that interesting anymore since she admitted it.
Exactly.
So now people aren't going to talk about it. But the real interesting tea is now we get to go dissect Will. Because now that, like you said, you made a very good point. Now, Will's boat has been shaken. So now it's like, Will, what do you got going on now? Are you gonna come clean? Like, what's your deal? Because we know you got some. If she got this going on, then who knows what you got going on?
Exactly.
And are you over it?
You know, you might call him a narcissist. Right, and you might call him a narcissist or whatever. I guess you have to be that somewhat of a narcissist in Hollywood. But he had his stuff buttoned up. We can speculate, but we could never say for sure. I mean, you know, we can figure out that, you know, he probably does go both ways. I mean, that's been apparent for many years. However, now his dirt potentially is being exposed. So this relationship put them both in a bad part and a bad scene, and that's what he's mad about. He really don't give a dang gone about what she did. He don't care. But now his stuff. So that's the thing. Like, you screwed up. You messed up the church's money, as they say. That's how I look at it. I don't think this should be a, you know, Stella got her groove back moment for any black woman. No, this is not something we should be proud of. You know, because she took advantage of that young man.
All right, Lisa. Thank you. We got to move on. Thanks, Boo. Love you. I'll call you soon.
All right, love.
Bye.
Right.
Okay, we're going to take a couple more, then I'm done. 4696. I don't want this to be a long show. 4696. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armand.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you doing?
Good.
Not too much. So, yes, Jada, to me, it was like Will had to get it out of her because she was trying to beat around the bush.
Yeah, she was.
And then he was like, okay, entanglement. Come on, Jada. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just say what it is.
A relationship. Exactly. But I thought he was having some relationship with some girl also.
Well, yeah, but I feel like he's been having that relationship with her because he's been dealing with all of Jada's BS. So I feel like Will didn't care because Will was like, bump it. I'm going to be doing me.
But why did he look like at the end like he was tearing up?
I don't know. I didn't really get tearing up. It kind of looked like at the end I'm embarrassed. So now I get 10 more years to be on some BS. Like, I feel like he's not done. I feel like he's going to go he feel like he got a hall pass to continue with the BS.
No, I do think they're friends. I don't think they're in a loving relationship. I think it's a business relationship. And I think that I don't know. Some of it, I don't know. It's kind of weird because he seemed a little hurt, but then it seemed like he wasn't hurt. But I do think he did give August permission. I mean, you can't say he lied. August lied about some things and lied about.
No, you definitely gave permission. He was around your house. He was around your kids. He was at your family's house. You knew he was banging Jada. Come on. But Will didn't. I don't think Will cared.
No, but I think like when Jada said, well, the only person that can give me permission was myself.
That's not true.
Will did give the okay. I think he gave the okay. I don't think August is lying about that. I think he gave the okay.
Yeah, me too.
And you're supposed to keep it on the under. You wasn't supposed to tell. But, you know, she messed with the young man. She shouldn't have did that.
No, but like why do you think she did it?
She was being selfish. Because she was being selfish and she was thinking about herself. And just like she said, their marriage was over.
Yeah, but why do you think their marriage was over? What do you think happened?
I think, well, Jada is more, you know, Will's like the nerdy guy. She was kind of like a street girl kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not really street, but, and so I think, but she did, when they got together, it seemed like she really, really liked him, but she used to run him in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he couldn't talk. Whenever, you know, they do interviews, she would do all the talking, and then she was really controlling, it seemed like. Looking from the outside, I don't know. But then, you know, she kind of got quiet, but I don't know. But like she said, they were over. She was, no telling what she told lies she told to this poor boy. And then when she said, well, when I started to work back with you, then he cut me off. Well, what was he supposed to do?
What was he supposed to do? You was never going to leave your husband. That's why I feel like Jada had some issues that she was dealing with.
Well, she lied. But she lied in the beginning.
Yeah, she did.
We were done. We were over. we were done. We were over. There was no more. And Will said, yes, it was over. I was done with you. And so she went into this relationship, got in a deep relationship with August, and then she started wanting Will back, playing with poor August.
Yes. All right. Thank you, love. We got to move on. I'm going to wrap up because I still got to eat. I've been working all day. Thanks, Boo. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay. Last one. Okay. 7 super chat. 7416. Let's get it. Know what's poppin'? Talk to me.
Hi, Armand. How
Hey,
you doing?
what's going on? I'm doing good.
So I know you're about to wrap it up, but I just want to say, like, you have to read between the lines of a lot of things that Will was saying in the interview. It was kind of like he was, like, trying to drop hints, like he was still doing him.
Or he was going to do him even more or even harder, or she, yeah.
It was a little animosity underlying, like he was kind of like trying to put her on the spot, and like
because it almost felt like he was feeling like, girl, this was all you're doing. Like, girl, you put us in this position, so you might as well like let the people know I had nothing to do with this, Jada. What happened? Tell him, Jada.
Exactly.
Tell him what you did. Tell him what you did.
Exactly, and it was like not like as her husband, but more so like like you said, like it was a lot of animosity. I don't think they even are really like on those terms. And a lot of her old Red Table talks, she talks about things, and I'll be like, they've been together 25 years, but a lot of things she talks about is like during their marriage, like her sex addiction and things like that. People aren't paying attention to. Like they've been having problems probably for a
she
long
did say
time.
she had a sex addiction. That was the problem. I forgot that. Well, that's what it was. She was cheating.
See? Yeah, like I'm just like she says things in the Red Table Talk, and it's like, but y'all been together for so long. Like I'm 25, so so I know like it wasn't back before then. And I think she messed with August because even like in August's interview, he was talking about Tupac and all of those things. And I think he either was trying to play on her connection with Tupac or whatever the case may be. But I think that's what gravitated her towards him. She has some problems.
She had a lot of problems, and now that you're talking about, I feel like Will, because even Will, I think in one interview he had said before that he had told her, girl, if you're gonna curse at me, we'll be done. Like Will's not very confrontational. Right. He's very easygoing, and I think that Jada, a lot of times the man gets the bad rap, right? But I feel like Jada is the more aggressor, and she probably had a lot of baggage that she was dealing with, and Will was forced to kind of accept it. But now Will would do his dirt because he would get fed up because he's a man too, and we're people, so he would do his thing. But I felt like he dealt with a lot of Jada's BS, and so you can tell that he wanted the people to know that this whole August situation, he was there because she's his husband. He's her husband, but she ultimately brought this whole thing on herself and on their relationship. If it were up to him, it would have never gotten to this point, but it got to this point because of her. And you could tell the energy. He was like, let's talk about it. Say what it was. You end up got into a relationship with that man.
He said, what I tell you when we first got together, like, I'll love you through anything. Like, he's saying, like, they've been started out having issues. She probably was been, having her problems, and he said, I would still stick by your side. So it's really probably started with Jada, and Will just fed up, He's probably is just at that point. So it's a lot of underlying messages they've been sending.
Yes. Well, thanks, Boo. Thanks for calling in. We got into some things.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up there. I got to go eat. I've not eaten all day.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
It has been an explosive day. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys all for watching the show. Make sure you guys subscribe. Come on. We're on the road. We're on the road. We're almost at 100K. Let's keep pushing. Let's not forget, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. We will do a members only because we are making some changes to the channel. So we're going to talk about that. So there's a lot of things in store for the channel. Also, I want to let you guys know that I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have subscribed and turned your notifications on and follow me on all social networks at the Armand Wiggins Show. I appreciate you all. Thanks for coming and chatting with me on this Friday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And until next time, I want you to keep that same energy. Shout out to Will Smith. Shout out to Jada Pinkett. Shout out to August ALSINA. And I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm about to go eat me some food, all right? Peace out. Love y'all. Bye.